The EU police agency Europol says it has arrested more than 100 people suspected of people smuggling. It says it's cracked a criminal network that recruited migrants in Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, Pakistan and Turkey and smuggled them into Europe, mainly via Turkey and the Western Balkans. CNN's Atika Shubert joins us now live from our London studio with the latest on this. Atika.
Yeah, it was quite an incredible operation, and it all happened yesterday. I'm just going to run through some numbers to give you a sense of the scope of the operation. 13 countries were involved, 103 smugglers arrested in 117 different locations yesterday. And over the past year in which this operation has been happening, 891 smuggling incidents were recorded, intercepting more than 7,500 people that were being smuggled across these borders. Now, this was a network that was operating largely out of Kosovo, but also had connections with the Turkish criminal underground. And they were basically targeting people in very vulnerable war-torn areas, Syria, Iraq, also Libya, but also Pakistan and Afghanistan, bringing them through either Turkey and the Western Balkans, but also Greece and Austria. And what we're talking about here is bringing people through in incredibly dangerous conditions, stuffing them, for example, into hidden compartments. In fact, we have a few photos that Europol gave us that shows us some of these conditions. These are hiding places inside buses, trains, boats for hours at a time. It's very dangerous. And in some of the surveillance video that Europol gave out, they actually showed people walking for hours across heavily forested areas to cross the borders, and in one video actually showing that a child was being led along. And it's really dangerous. A number of people have died in these incidents. In fact, Hungarian police reported that 16 people actually drowned while attempting to cross the river on the Hungarian-Serbian border. So this is really a big operation that has closed in on around 100 suspects, although Europol says that 20 more are still at large.
Yeah, Atika, since a really big operation, we understand it's one of the largest coordinated actions involving more than, we understand, what, 1,200 officers? How extensive was this coordinated operation?
It was very extensive, and this perhaps really goes to show the problem of people smuggling cannot be tackled by one country alone. Initially, this was spearheaded by Austria and Hungary. They saw a huge uptick in trafficking, people trafficking across their border, and so they started to cooperate. But what they realized very quickly was that they needed more help, and they brought in other neighboring countries, Croatia, also Greece, for example, which is a major entry point for a lot of these people trafficking operations. And so really it's grown to a 13-country operation. And it really is a testament to the cooperation between all of these countries that they were able to make so many arrests in one fell swoop yesterday.